What's up, guys? My name's Curtis, and welcome to 5 Minute Finance, where I take personal finance topics and explain them to you in 5 minutes or less. I've said it before on this channel, and I guarantee I'm going to say it 1,000 more times. Small amounts of money that you can save right now can equate to large amounts of money in the future. And the earlier that you start saving, the better off you'll be long term. The problem that a lot of people have with this idea of deferred gratification is that in their 20s, they don't want to be thinking about saving money for when they reach 60. Saving money now to not be used for another 30 or 40 years can be really difficult, especially when that new iPhone comes out every single year and you want a new car every 3. That's why I love the idea of the rule of 752. It states that you can take any weekly expense that you have and multiply that by the number 752. The resulting number is the amount of additional money that you would have after 10 years if you invested that money instead of spent that money. This rule does assume a 7% average annual rate of return, and I'm assuming they use that number because that is the average historical annual rate of return of the S&P 500 adjusted for inflation with dividends reinvested. I know that's a mouthful. Anyway, the reason I really like this rule is that it only looks 10 years in the future. It's a lot easier for a 20-year-old to imagine what their life might look like at age 30 as opposed to what their life might look like at age 60. Again, for every $1 that you invest per week, that will turn into $752 in 10 years. And just in case you're curious, when it comes to monthly expenses, multiply those by 173, and that's what it can be worth in 10 years if that money was invested instead. So, looking at some common expenses, you can see how saving a little bit of extra money can actually make a pretty big difference in the not so distant future. Take my favorite example, overpriced coffee from Starbucks, Tim Hortons, whatever it might be. If you replaced your everyday Starbucks coffee with coffee made from home, you could conservatively save at least $25 per week. Using the rule of 72, that would be the equivalent of almost $19,000 in just 10 short years. So, something as simple as making coffee from home can allow you to buy so much more in just 10 years. Better yet, take a look at some bigger expenses you might have and ask yourself if you truly need them. I mentioned in a recent video that the average monthly payment for a new car is just about $550 per month. Let's assume that instead of buying that brand new car, you either got something cheaper or you just bought used. Again, a very conservative estimate, you could save at least $75 per week on that car payment, and this doesn't include cheaper insurance and all that stuff. Again, using the rule of 752, if you invested $75 per week instead of spent it, after 10 years that would be worth $56,400. That's more than enough to buy a brand new car outright in cash. Or that's an additional $56,000 you can put for a down payment on a house or a piece of rental real estate or more stocks or whatever it might be. I guarantee that every single person watching this video can find at least one weekly or monthly expense that you can forego without changing your lifestyle whatsoever. And don't get me wrong, I'm not telling you to stop paying for things that you enjoy and bring value to your life. But I am telling you to take a look at those things in your life and decide whether or not you truly need those to be happy. You'd be surprised just how much additional money you can save and invest when you don't eat out 3 times per week, you cancel those subscription services that you no longer use, or something as simple as paying down high interest credit card debt will free up so much extra money to invest. If you guys enjoyed this video, it would really help me out if you gave it a thumbs up, and if you're new around here, consider subscribing for more. Thanks.